Have you ever noticed how often we eat without really thinking about it? We're going to dive into this common phenomenon and introduce you to something called mindful eating. Mindful eating is an art, a practice that encourages us to slow down, pay attention to our food, and savor every bite. It's not just about what we eat, but how we eat. Instead of mindlessly munching on a bag of chips while watching TV or working through lunch without even tasting our food, mindful eating asks us to fully engage with our meals. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to fall into the trap of eating mindlessly. We often eat on the go or while doing other tasks, without paying any attention to our food. This can lead to overeating, as we're not really aware of how much we're consuming. But when we eat mindfully, we're fully present. We notice the colors, textures, and flavors of our food. We appreciate each bite. We listen to our body's hunger and fullness cues, which can help us eat just the right amount. Now, you might be wondering, how can mindful eating help with weight management? Well, by paying attention to our food, we can better understand our eating habits and patterns. We can identify why we're eating. Is it because we're actually hungry, or are we bored, stressed, or eating out of habit? By becoming more aware of these triggers, we can make healthier choices that align with our weight management goals. Mindful eating isn't about dieting or restriction. It's about enjoying our food and nourishing our bodies. It's about making conscious choices rather than eating on autopilot. And the best part? It's a practice anyone can incorporate into their daily lives. So, are you ready to explore this art? Stay tuned to learn how to practice mindful eating and manage your weight effectively. So, what exactly is mindful eating? Glad you asked. Picture this. It's not just about gobbling down your meal, but truly savoring each bite. Mindful eating is a simple yet powerful approach to food that champions full attentiveness to your food and your body's hunger signals. It's about immersing your senses in the act of eating, noting the colors, scents, flavors, and textures of your meal. It's about relishing the crunch of a crisp apple, the tanginess of a ripe tomato, or the velvety smoothness of a piece of chocolate melting in your mouth. Mindful eating also involves tuning into your feelings during and after meals. It's about recognizing hunger and satiety cues, distinguishing emotional eating from physical hunger, and learning to appreciate food without guilt or anxiety. Now that you understand what mindful eating is, let's move on to how you can practice it. Ready to learn how to eat mindfully? It's not as hard as you might think. Let's break down the process of mindful eating into easy-to-follow steps. Our first step is all about the pace. Slow down. In today's fast-paced world, we often eat on the run, barely tasting what we're consuming. But mindful eating is a slow process. It's about taking the time to really experience the food, from the first bite to the last. So, next time you sit down to a meal, try to make it last. Enjoy each mouthful, chew thoroughly, and really savor the taste. Next, let's talk about distractions. Try to eliminate them. That's right. Turn off that TV, put away your phone, and focus solely on your meal. By removing distractions, you can pay full attention to what you're eating, how it tastes, and how it makes you feel. Our third step is to pay attention to your hunger and fullness cues. Often, we eat out of habit or because food is available, not because we're truly hungry. Try to tune into your body's signals. Eat when you're hungry, not just because it's time to eat, and stop when you're satisfied, not stuffed. The fourth step is to appreciate your food. Consider where it came from, who prepared it, and the effort that went into making it. This can help you feel more connected to your food and make eating a more enjoyable and satisfying experience. Lastly, keep a food diary. Write down what you eat, how much you eat, when you eat, how you're feeling when you eat, and how hungry you are. This can help you identify patterns, understand your eating habits better, and make necessary changes. So to sum up, eat slowly, eliminate distractions, tune into your body's signals, appreciate your food, and keep a food diary. With these steps, you're well on your way to practicing mindful eating. But what benefits can you expect? So you've learned what mindful eating is and how to do it, but why should you? Well, the benefits of mindful eating are plentiful and they stretch far beyond the dinner table. Let's start with digestion. When we eat mindfully, we chew our food properly and eat slowly. This gives our body the time it needs to properly break down what we're eating, leading to improved digestion. Next, let's talk about the joy of eating. When we eat mindfully, we take the time to truly appreciate our food, the flavors, the textures, and even the colors. This can transform even the simplest meal into a delightful experience. And who doesn't want to find more joy in their everyday lives? But perhaps the most significant benefit for many is the potential for weight management. By eating mindfully, we're more likely to recognize when we're full, helping us avoid overeating. We also tend to make healthier food choices as we're paying attention to what we're putting into our bodies. And as a result, mindful eating can be a powerful tool in maintaining a healthy weight. Mindful eating also has the potential to improve our relationship with food. It encourages us to appreciate food as nourishment rather than seeing it as the enemy or a source of guilt. Clearly, mindful eating has a lot to offer, but how can you make it a habit? Making mindful eating a habit may seem daunting, but it's easier than you think. It's not about making drastic changes overnight, but rather incorporating small, manageable steps into your daily routine. Start by setting aside dedicated time for your meals. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of our fast-paced lives, but taking the time to sit down and enjoy your meals can make a world of difference. This doesn't mean you have to carve out hours for each meal, but even setting aside 15 to 20 minutes can help you focus on the food you're consuming and the sensations of eating. Next, try to remove distractions. This means turning off the TV, putting away your phone, and finding a quiet, comfortable place where you can focus on your meal. This allows you to truly appreciate the tastes, textures, and aromas of your food, which can enhance your eating experience and make you more aware of your hunger and fullness cues. Finally, aim to practice mindful eating at least once a day. It doesn't have to be every meal, but the more you practice, the easier it will become. This could be a peaceful breakfast before the day begins, a lunch break away from your desk, or a quiet dinner at home. With these tips, you're ready to make mindful eating a part of your life. Remember, the journey to a healthier you starts with a single bite.